The world of gaming is constantly moving, with the industry having grown a long way since its early days as a niche pastime. Video games are now up there with the most lucrative entertainment industries in the world, standing shoulder to shoulder with the likes of movies and television. In today's video, we're going to be running through the most pivotal stories from the last few weeks, including the optimism surrounding a certain upcoming game. First is Starfield to be Bethesda's greatest hit. Bethesda are quite comfortably up there as one of the biggest and most successful game developers currently active in the video games industry, having produced a flurry of incredibly acclaimed games such as those within the Elder Scrolls series or the multitude of Fallout titles. There are some of the most played games going, with Skyrim in particular being one of the genre-defining entries that people still engage with despite it having been released all the way back in 2011. With all of this immense success in mind, it's then interesting to hear that there are hopes of coming from Xbox that Bethesda's next game will surpass all previous efforts. Something that would be a monumental accomplishment considering the caliber of games that the company have put out in their illustrious history. Recently, the conversation with Axios, Xbox boss Phil Spencer spoke of his ambition to see Starfield, the latest game in development by Bethesda, be the biggest game in the company's history. With Xbox and Bethesda having already been in conversation over how to make it the most played game they have ever put out, Spencer obviously recognized that ultimately it will be the quality of the game itself that determines just how successful it is. But with Xbox having clear faith in Bethesda's ability to produce excellent games, the conversation has begun to circle around what those within positions of power at Xbox can do to help Starfield smash records. Perhaps the biggest thing standing in Starfield's way will be the fact that the title is an exclusive, only being available to those on Xbox or PC using the Xbox Game Pass, meaning that PlayStation players wanting to get their hands on the game will be out of luck. Something that has already caused some controversy amongst Bethesda fans who feel abandoned by the exclusivity deal. Of course, this was to be expected after Bethesda's parent company was purchased by Microsoft, but it will still have a definite impact on sales in comparison to a game like Skyrim, which has always been available on all platforms. Despite this obvious obstacle, Spencer seems confident of Starfield's chances, and with the Game Pass making it possible for people to try the game out for a relatively low cost, who knows? We really could see a game that eclipses Skyrim in terms of number of players. It's not just spectacularly likely. In related news, Game Pass titles for this month. While we're on the topic of Xbox and their Game Pass, the company has just recently revealed the titles coming to subscribers for this month, with a whole host of heavy hitters included, as well as some lesser-known titles that are definitely worth a try. The Game Pass has, in general, continued to be rather worthwhile investment for anyone with either an Xbox or a PC capable of playing games, with a plethora of excellent new options constantly being added alongside with what is already an impressive catalog of games. The real headline for this month, of course, is the addition of Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which includes all three of the critically acclaimed Mass Effect games in one delightful bundle. Obviously, the Mass Effect games are far from being new, and there's a good chance many of you will have already played through them, but for those of you who are not yet to do so, you'll never had a better time to jump on board the bandwagon. For NFL fans, Madden NFL 22 is set to be made available on the 17th of February, while baseball lovers will also get their fill with Super Mega Baseball 3 being added on the 24th. For the strategy gamers out there, Total War Warhammer 3 will also be added on the 17th. And this is a particularly great get for Microsoft, as this is a brand new title, set to release on the same day that it's added to the Game Pass. Based upon the famous Warhammer series created by Games Workshop, Total War Warhammer sees you taking control of various Warhammer races as you battle foes in a delightful mix of turn-based and real-time strategy. Lawn Mowing Simulator, RoboQuest, Galactic Civilizations 3, and Alice Madness Returns round out the rest of the Game Pass titles for this month, all releasing at various points throughout the next couple of weeks. As with most months of Game Pass, there's an eclectic mix there of different genres, so odds are there'll be something for any type of player. Up next, Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer this year. Rockstar has really made us wait quite a while, haven't they? Grand Theft Auto 5, for reference, was released back in 2013, nearly a decade ago. The epic entry into the GTA series has been viewed by many as a defining game within the entire industry, having broken sales records after sale record and having won a litany of awards, such as the Game of the Year award for a multitude of publications. It's the second best-selling game of all time, for goodness sake, and it's only behind Minecraft, which is such a universally acceptable game that beating it would be borderline impossible. Suffice to say, GTA 5 is a pretty massive deal amongst gamers, and many have been left frustrated at the lack of any real news with regards to when the next in the series will be released. Grand Theft Auto's online mode has, of course, taken up a lot of Rockstar's time, and it's an area of the game that they continue to update even now, with little sign that they'll be slowing down anytime soon. The online mode is a huge moneymaker, which is likely a contributing factor to how long Grand Theft Auto 6 has taken. But recent news broke that finally confirmed GTA 6 is in development, and now rumors are circulating over when we'll get our first glimpse at the new game. Various analysts have marked 2024 as a potential release date for GTA 6, but according to an insider, we could be looking at this year for the official announcement and even the first gameplay trailer. Tez 2 has a record of being fairly accurate with his GTA-related leaks, having a history of breaking news about various GTA Online updates far in advance of official announcements. The user recently made posts on the GTA forum where he suggested that this year we could expect to see an initial announcement for the game, followed by work-in-progress materials similar to the first GTA 5 trailer. For those who remembered the early announcements for GTA 5, we saw a gameplay trailer released within the same year as the announcement. So there's every chance this pattern could be repeated for the next game in the series. Of course, all of this is just speculation, so don't go getting too excited. Nothing has been confirmed by Rockstar, so be sure to take this with a pinch of salt. And finally, graphics cards are getting cheaper. Building a computer is, if you didn't know, quite bloody expensive. Unfortunately, it's not quite like a console where you drop a few $100s and then you'll be set to use the same thing for the next decade until the next one comes out that you can't even get your hands on anyways because Sony don't know how to build enough machines, apparently. No, with a computer, especially when you're building your own, which is the far more economical option in comparison to buying pre-built, you have to purchase each individual part and then assemble the thing together like some geeky Frankenstein's monster, finally turning it on and hoping it doesn't just explode the second the fan starts spinning. One of the most expensive parts of a computer is, of course, the graphics card, which is the thing that really allows you to use a computer for gaming reasons. Your PC has a bad graphics card? Well, hope you look forward to the extent of your Saturday nights looking at 2D chess and Minesweeper. And the cost of these cards has increased in recent years thanks to the fact that the really high-end ones are being hoovered up by Bitcoin miners. Thank the Lord, however, as in recent weeks the prices for the graphics card actually seem to be declining. They're still far more expensive than they really should be, but hey, baby steps. 3dcenter.org, a website that tracks the price of various computer parts, tracks the average price for top-end cards by the likes of Ampere and RDNA2, and has found that in the last 3 weeks the average pricing of the cards has dropped between 18 to 20%. It should be noted that these figures are taken from the German and Australian markets, so obviously won't apply universally to the entire world, but many are hopeful that this trend of lowering prices will continue throughout the rest of the year. Whether or not that happens is to be seen, as prices also dropped to these levels around July of last year, right before a massive spike, thanks to the rising popularity of mining cards. And that's everything. Are you excited for this month's Game Pass titles? Do you think we'll see a GTA 6 trailer this year? Let us know in the comments down below. And until next time, we'll see you soon.